actually going to find you guys in good health. Personally, I'm fine. As you can see, the weather in Bondo is also fantastic. All right, now the main reason why we're doing this video is just actually to make a recap on how the funeral service of Right Honorable Raila Odinga was conducted and everything else. So as I'm speaking, still in Bondo, although I'm having plans of traveling to Nairobi this evening, today in the evening. Um, and I'm just here to comment just about some things which really took place yesterday, starting from the speeches and everything. And the most important thing that I'm going to start with is the speech that was made by Sifuna. Remember, Sifuna stated well yesterday that last month at around date 22, Raila Odinga made a statement and he said that ODM must front an ODM candidate in the presidential election. That asked me it's going to bring huge political tension in Kenya. Remember, he said that in front of the president. You know, the president is expecting that now that the ODM is working with the government, so the government is expecting that they're going to work together. Like the ODM will pave a way for the president by like the ODM team is going to support the president and they're not going to have their own candidate. Like they're all going to rally behind the president. So by Sifuna confirming that they're having plans of fronting another ODM candidate, that will bring problem in their relationship. And those are some of the key things which might end up ruining their relationship. So that statement, to me, it really caught my attention. And something also which I realized again was that no one really talked about the bros bed government, except for a few. They were only just thanking the government for ensuring that the Raila Odinga had a decent send-off. That's the main part that most are emphasizing on. No one really commented more about the broad-based government. And by the way, they were also grateful. They said that minus the government, they couldn't have managed to manage the crowd. Remember, Raila Odinga has got a huge number of supporters. Look at the turnout; it was huge. It was not easy to control. If you look at the security personnel that was controlling the people that were gathering at that particular place, it was a mixture of GSU, police officers, and even the KDF. They were there because police officer alone couldn't manage to control the crowd. In fact, just later on at around just a few minutes after they were done with the burial, mourners just broke from nowhere into they broke into Kango Kajaramogi, the place where Raila Odinga was buried in, and they made a walk on and like you see that concrete that was like I mean you remember the grave was cemented and it was yet to dry. So these mourners, when they broke in, they didn't even mind that. They just walked over the place that was cemented and they left their footprint over the concrete area. So it even forced the people it forced them to redo the work again, which to me is something which was not good. They were not supposed to walk all on over. I mean, on the grave, it wasn't a good picture. They were just supposed to move around, but not walk over the grave. See, really gave them a very difficult time, which to me was not good. Something else which also caught my attention was about the speeches that was released by the sister of Raila Odinga. That is, I've forgotten her name. She really spoke tough. There are some things there which she mentions, which I couldn't believe. Like the one she was saying that at some point, at some point, she used to engage into exchange other disagreements with Raila Amolo Odinga to an extent whereby Raila Amolo Odinga used to excuse himself to wash through as a way of ending the altercation. You see, those are so, and then something also again which she mentioned was that there's a day when Raila went to, like the mother of Raila went to a burial in Lego, and Raila Amolo Odinga, you see, he and his brother, they were all the people who are a little bit older as compared to the younger sisters, so they decided to remain behind to take care of the family. So the mother went to the school and asked for the permission that on that particular day, Raila Amolo Odinga and his brother were not going to report to the school. So the next day, upon returning to the school, the headmaster still decided to punish Raila Amolo Odinga and his brother for not coming to school on that particular day. And she also mentioned that during that particular time, people used to salute teachers. Remember our generation when we were born, something like that has never happened. Yeah. So Raila Amolo Odinga was caned, and as norm, he was expected to salute the teacher after the punishment. But Raila Amolo Odinga refused. After being caned on the first day, the second day again, the headmaster went for him in the class and took him to the office. And he said that he was caned badly. And then after being given the punishment, he was asked again to salute the teacher, and he refused. On the third day again, he did the same. So I thought that Raila Amolo Odinga courage began yesterday, but this is something which began in the a long time ago. Uh, they also mentions about things to do with the like at some point they used to harvest the sisal. I don't know this cotton. They used to harvest cotton, and and then one day as he was standing next to his father, he was standing and he was not working, and the father challenged him that, why are you not working? And then other people are working, and he challenged the father by telling him that, father, do you know that this thing is also hard? Why can't you do it by yourself? Imagine confronting your father like that is not something easy, and you are still a kid, a primary kid. So these are some of the things which really caught my attention and made me to learn that Raila Odinga began his courageous, he began being a courageous man from the past. And that's why he used to call himself Joey. Remember the other day I explained to you the meaning of Joey, which means a courageous person. It means buffalo. If you look at the some of the features of buffalo, it's one of the courageous animals, rather wild animals we have in the world. So that's why I kept on mentioning the word Joey to imply that it's one person who doesn't buy fear that easily, and is always ready to face the consequences of his actions. Remember, he confronted the headmaster, he confronted his father, like Raila did several things. Remember, he also confronted, like, remember, it was also mentioned that Raila was also alleged to be the part of the team uh, that tried to throw the government of Moi. That was in the year 90, the year 80s. I can't remember the exact year. Remember, he was arrested, he was questioned, he was interrogated, and still Raila refused to give any information concerning the plan, or rather the people who planned that particular activity. Uh, Remember, at that particular time, he also underwent some of the severe punishments. Like, let's, for example, they stated that it was taken to now chambers. I don't know, torture chambers, whereby it used to be lowered by ropes into a certain hole, which was full of cold water, which is nearly maybe 0 degrees. And I was told that the water that used to be lowered in used to reach in his neck, going downward up the legs, and it could stay there for nearly 24 hours in the well. You see, it wasn't something, the kind of punishment like was undergoing were not that easy, or a bit that it was just an atypical person. Um, he could have surrendered at that particular point, but still decided to be persistent. He persisted with his role of criticizing the government until the day when he was buried yesterday. So to me, now being the is it Jamhuri ya Madaraka Day? Me, I will celebrate Raila Amolo Odinga as my shuja, because the kind of things I actually did, no one can easily do them. Not even the people that have left behind. We have seen some other leaders like Babu trying, and so many others like the likes of Orengo that was also tried, but remember Orengo was also detained. But still, they can't reach the level where Raila Odinga reached. In fact, as we are speaking, we are in a discombobulation stage. We are yet to know who is going to take over after the Raila Odinga, who is going to give us the direction in the event that bad things, like, for example, losing an election has happened, maybe coming in 2027. Remember, just like Baba said, that we are going to front a presidential candidate. We are going to stick the plan. They're going to stick the plan and rally behind Sifuna. And let's say, for example, in the event whereby William Ruto wins against our presidential candidate, who is going to give us directions? Who is going to control us the way Baba used to do? That is the main worry we are having as of now. And who is going to front our grievances to the government coming soon, or rather starting from the day that we lost Raila Odinga. We are actually very confused. So as of now, I remember the leadership of ODM was handed over to Raila's elder brother, that is Buro Ginga. But you see, not everyone, like, you see, okay, Raila Buro Ginga is Raila Odinga's elder brother, which to me is okay. But now the problem is, can you fit the shoes of Raila Odinga? If you ask me, I doubt if he can fit. Although he can try. Let's give him a trial to see how he's going to perform. But one thing I know, it's going to be hard to reach the level of Raila Odinga. Another thing which also caught my attention was about the low cultural practices that were actually conducted at that particular place. You know, with my generation, I was born when some of these things were already something like Tiroburu. That was something that was forgotten a long time ago. Nowadays, it doesn't happen. Remember, Tiroburu, I said that these are whereby kettles are normally driven to the home of the deceased days after his death, and also a few days after his burial, as a way of driving death away. The main purpose of doing that is to drive death away. So such like things nowadays, it does not happen. I only saw it happening at Raila Odinga's home, and it really caught people's attention. Something again which I was also able to observe, which nowadays don't happen, is the thing to do with the remember there is this thing here called I don't know, Yao Yuak. Oh, that one, but that one still happen. That one still happen. This whereby the person is in charge of the family, like the elder brother in the family, just conduct a small meeting with the members of community, and that meeting, that's the opportunity now when that you to announce the community that so and so has passed, and we are actually mourning him or her. I saw that happen. Remember when they were saying that they are waiting for Oburu Oginga to release a statement concerning his elder brother death. After just being releasing the statement, he also had a role of announcing to the community that indeed he has lost his brother, and the field for mourning is open. Everyone is free to mourn. That one still happened. I remember not just so many years ago, about 3 years ago, when I buried my grandmother passed away. I remember one of my uncles did the same thing. He was the one who led the family in announcing that the death of my grandmother to the community. So I think that still happens in Luo community. Although we also have some other rites, like for example, they call it ULL. I don't know how to translate that in English, but it still also happens in Luo community. Remember, I'm just explaining to you guys these things because so many people, they were not understanding these things. They were not understanding. I'm sorry, guys. There's a lot of background noise. The lighting also seems now to be poor, but I hope that you are getting whatever I'm saying. I hope that you are getting whatever I'm saying. So as I was talking, there's something called ULL. That one also still takes place. But I think that one it will not be on a it's going to be a private, family affair. I don't think it will be shown online, but still take place in our community. We also saw things like people wearing clothes made of animal skin and carrying arrows. So many people also ask me about that, but this analysis I'm going to make, and in that analysis I'm going to give you more information about the issue of putting on animal clothes, like clothes made of animal skin. I'll explain it to you deeply tomorrow. Not tomorrow, just today. This analysis I'm going to upload just maybe in the evening. So kindly ensure that you go through it so that you get to know what I'm talking about right now. And then the issue to do with the crowd is also very important to mention. That crowd was very huge. Without the government support, I don't think if Raila Amolo alone, Raila Amolo's family could have managed to control that crowd because, as I said yesterday, Raila Amolo's crowd is normally very chaotic. Managing that crowd is normally not easy. And just like I said yesterday, normally, you can hear Raila Amolo telling one of his security person that he can Werigi Kidogo. That's something which has been mentioning for so many years, which in English means that you can leave alone those young men, stop beating them. Why are you injuring them? This is because in most cases, these young men, they will always normally involve in a very serious fight, and it's normally the responsibility of the security to calm the crowds. So in the event, you have to use some sort of force to control them. But when I saw the security using maybe force, like when we saw the security using excessive force to manage the crowd, we'll always ask the security team leader, which was Ken, to kindly use less force when controlling the crowd. Remember, someone else they also said, reminded the security personnel that they are trained to control the crowd. So they should have enough practice to control the crowd, no matter how chaotic it is. He went ahead and said that it wasn't a pretty thing to spray bullets in a place where mourners are actually in. because you never know. You can strike someone with a bullet by just mistake, like the ones which struck 3 people, and I just know that it was just a mistake because with them I know they were discharging the bullets as to instill fears in the mourners. That was their intention. But at the end of the day, the bullets ended up uh, striking at least 3 people, and that's how they lost their life. So I think that Kenyan police should also look on that. They should check on how to manage the crowd apart from using tear gas and live bullets. What are some other ways of controlling a chaotic crowd? Remember, they were not demonstrating; they were just there, mourning. And in the event, some of them are idle, some of them are also not in their senses, and no one was giving them direction. They decided to start to misbehave. So I expected the police officers to maybe check on the microphone, repair if it was working, and then maybe give it to maybe someone who was popular. Like I saw the Sifuna when he was pointing at the police officers. It was like, what are they doing now? Why are they spraying the bullets in the air? Why are they lobbing tear gases? So at that particular point, if you ask me, what they were supposed to do was to give someone who was very popular, like Sifuna, talk to the crowd so that the crowd can calm and not firing live bullets. Yes, on the crowds. I can see someone here is telling me good job. Thank you, Caleb. Someone has also greeted me, Patrick. Thank you. So as I was saying, the police should change the tactics of handling the crowd. The police should change the tactics of handling the crowd. The issue of spraying the bullets on the crowd, I think it should be one of the least thing that the police should think about when it comes to handling the crowd. Remember, life is very important. Remember about the 3 life. I remember one of the life was lost as a result of maybe the place being overcrowded. I was told that the people, they were kneeling on a certain wall, and because they were too heavy, and because the people that were standing on that particular wall were so many, the wall broke and fell on one of the mourners. They made an attempt to resuscitate the mourner, but unfortunately, she died. Remember that woman, she came from Kibra. I saw 2 of his kids. They were talking on media. They were interviewed by one of the Citizen TV journalists, and they said, I remember one was saying that just a few moments before the death of his mother called him, and she sent to him some money to buy tea. So she was saying that she didn't know that was the last conversation that she was going to have with his mother. So she was really in a very, very bad mood. So he was saying that instead of now mourning the Raila Odinga, he had now to shift all the attention to his mother, which to me, if you ask me, it was not a pretty thing. Later on, yesterday, just some few minutes after the burial of Raila Odinga, after he was lowered down 6 feet, remember the Kango Kajaramogi was a protected area and the police were still there. And the residents of that particular place, they were barred from accessing the Kango Kajaramogi. And they insisted that they want to see the grave of Raila Odinga live and not on social media. They ended up breaking in and they overwhelmed the police officers that were protecting the Kango Kajaramogi. Remember, and I can see some of you doesn't know the meaning of Kango Jaramu. Kango Jaramu is just a place set for burying the. That was the place that Oginga was buried in, and Raila also insisted that he must also be buried on the same place. So, as I was saying, the mourners broke into that particular place. They overwhelmed the police to actually witness how the grave of Raila Amolo Odinga was looking like. So that could tell you how these people used to love Raila Amolo Odinga. Imagine people risking their lives. They know that it was dangerous to go to that particular place because it was a protected area. The police, everything was there. Everything was there. There's all sort of security personnel are there. So it was somewhat dangerous, particular place. But due to love of Raila Amolo Odinga, some residents there still chose to broke in. But something which they did bad to me, according to was sabotaging the concrete layer that was laid on the grave of Raila Amolo Odinga. They sabotaged it, so they ended up again giving the security a very difficult work to repair the grave. It was not a pretty thing to destroy the concrete that was laid for Raila Amolo Odinga. Guys, I can see there are so many. If you're watching me for the first time, I'm Paul Kobe, a political analyst. I'm a based Kenyan political analyst. I analyze Kenyan in a unique way, in a way that you will never find anywhere. So if you're watching me for the first time, please take a second or two and press that subscribe button so that next time I release a video like this one, YouTube will automatically notify you. Yes. You can, by the way, you can from the comment section, like the comment section is open. You are free to ask any question, and I'm going to answer you freely. You also, but they, I saw the Member of Parliament, the kind of speech, like how the ground was reacting when she was speaking. I think that if I was to give him a score out of 10 in terms of performance, in terms of charging the crowd, I'm going to give a 7 out of 10. She really tried. In fact, I can say that she's the one who has taken after Raila Amolo Odinga. Remember, it was only Raila who was in a position to charge the crowd in the manner that Winnie Odinga did. It is not an easy thing to charge the crowd. So Winnie Odinga really tried. Guys, since I can't see any of you asking more questions, I don't see any problem if I end this live stream at this particular point. Remember, in the evening, just like I said, I'm going to release another, I'm going to do another video. And then after doing it, actually it's an analysis. I'll upload it. So kindly tune in the evening at around 6 p.m. We'll be in a position to access the video. Guys, thank you for watching me, and bye bye until next time. This is Paul Kobe.